Jeffrey Epstein has been arrested and taken into custody, according to reports. And we're back. Mike Cernovich, Cernovich.com. This is pretty wild here. Let's go ahead and get caught up in the old news. Breaking news right now. Jeff Epstein arrested on sex trafficking charges. Sources. Jeffrey Epstein, a wealthy, politically connected Florida financier, was arrested in New York on Saturday evening on sex trafficking charges. Sources tell NBC New York. Epstein is expected to appear in federal court on Monday, two law enforcement officials said, on condition of anonymity. He will face federal sex trafficking charges for incidents between 2002 2005. Three senior law enforcement sources told NBC News. I'm just a regular dad here. Looks like we got a little Wi-Fi trouble going on, which is always annoying when we're doing breaking news. So hold on, Wi-Fi is cutting out. That's just exactly what you would expect to have happen. The deep state, they're after me. Okay, are we back, people? Sorry about that. We're not. Okay, we gotta stop. Okay. Well, that was annoying. Stop both recording and live broadcasting prior to closing the project. What? That doesn't even make any sense. All right, let's try this. Are you sure you want to shut down? Wait, am I still live, people? Am I alive? Well, I know I'm alive. Am I still live? I have this new setup. There's no audio, though. Okay. Is there audio now? I have this fancy new setup here. So no audio. Press 1 if you hear me. Do we have audio back? Press 1 if you hear me. Sorry about this, guys. I got a brand new setup, and I haven't streamed for a while because okay. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, people. I got a brand new fancy setup, and I haven't been streaming for a while. So because of that, little technical glitches. So anyway, I don't know, like 2.5, 3 years ago, I decided to bring the heat on Jeff Epstein. No media cared about this story at all. They're going to try to write me out of this story, and don't let them. I 100% guarantee you the fake news media is going to try to write Mike Cernovich out of this story. Do not let them. Nobody was talking about Jeff Epstein until I filed the lawsuit, and that's just a fact. This is a fact. Who was talking about Jeffrey Epstein when I filed the lawsuit? Nobody. That's a fact. And then what happened? It might take me 3 years. This is what you got to understand if you pick a fight with Mike Cernovich, or if you're an evildoer. It might take me 3 years, but I'll take a billionaire down in 3 years, right? So all those people, they think they've done damage. They've threatened my family. They've joined Antifa and all that. I can take a billionaire. It just takes 3 years. So nobody cared about this case until a man named Mike Cernovich, oh, here he is, Mike Cernovich, was in this case, and I decided to bring the heat. And, of course, thanks to lawyer Mark Mendoza for all of this and, all this and more. So I decided to bring the heat. Nobody else was talking about it, and I filed a lawsuit to obtain court records involving this case. And nobody else in the media had filed that lawsuit. Nothing like that. That was Mike Cernovich who did it. Don't you dare let them ever write me out of this story. So you can see here, interveners, appellants, and then, of course, the Miami Herald. Thank you, Julie Brown. Julie Brown saved my life, by the way. I would 100% have been killed if it weren't for Julie Brown, the Miami Herald. So, namaste. You may be a liberal, You may be a lefty, but namaste, I 100% would have been killed if the Miami Herald hadn't come into this story. This is not hyperbole, it's just a fact. So, interveners appellants, Cernovich, the Miami Herald Company, with reporter Julie Brown appear orders, and the court said that they sided with Mike Cernovich, right? We conclude that the district court failed to conduct a requisite particularized review when ordering the sealing of materials at issue. They vacate the order, and they side with Mike Cernovich, right? So you can read, I'm right here, I'm right here in this story, motions to unseal and intervene. So on January 19, 2017, Cernovich, an independent blogger and self-described popular political journalist, moved to intervene, seeking to unseal the summary judgment record. And then Dershowitz joined my record. So Dershowitz has tried to take credit for my work. But I read Chutzpah, Alan, when I was in college. Quite a good book. In fact, quite inspirational. I believe in Chutzpah. So I'm a big fan of that. But Dershowitz is trying to take credit for my work. So as the court said, it's now officially in the court record. Michael Cernovich, an independent blogger and self-described popular political journalist, moved to intervene, seeking to unseal the summary judgment record. And Dershowitz joined my motion. So Dershowitz, this is life is like a full circle, right? I read Chutzpah. And then I got the gorilla suit and I brought audacity. I was at the gym earlier and I was a sweaty mess. And then I got text that Epstein was arrested. So I had to run, and my hair is being styled with the sweat of my brow. This is not hair product. So I had the gorilla shirt on already when I was hanging out and everything. God, I look good. This is why I haven't streaming. I've been getting back in shape, bros, lifting the weights. So there's a lesson here. There's a lesson here. There's a lesson here. All this, they call me a troll, a conspiracy theorist, or this. They call me all them names. But who's going into court making it happen? Who's bringing the fire? Who's out there in the fight? Right? Mike Cernovich right here. Cernovich, an independent blogger and self-described popular political journalist, moved to intervene, and the court decided to side with me. So I won in court, and because of this major court win, the media scrutiny, the attention that was brought to it, yeah. So this we brought the heat. We brought the heat, by the way. And these are just facts. People can say I'm bragging, but then they lie about me. What I always love when people say you self-promote, I'm like, okay, well, but they lie about me. They lie about me. Just today, they go, oh, Pizzagate blogger, Cernovich. Well, that's not how Jeffrey Epstein is going to see me. That's not how federal courts see me, right? They don't know how to describe me. That's why they hedge their bet. They go, Cernovich, an independent blogger and self-described popular political journalist. So they didn't want to call me a popular political journalist because then, somebody would cry to the judges, don't you know he's a bad boy? He's such a bad boy. And so they just said, well, this is how he describes himself, and we're not going to get into the weeds because it isn't really relevant to the case. But the fact is 100% that Jeff Epstein is in federal lockup right now, facing federal sex trafficking charges. Julie is a great journalist, but actually I brought the lawsuit first. I'm sure you, a man of integrity, will share that information. So already they're trying to write the right Cernovich out of the story. So here's a tweet. This is the kind of BS we just deal with on a daily basis. These people who don't do anything, Twitter journalists. He goes, the Epstein news is happening because of the incredible reporting of Julie K. Brown of the Miami Herald. If you haven't, well, Julie Brown, first of all, is a credible journalist. So Mike Cernovich, by the way, gives credit where it's due. And I said, Julie is a great journalist, but actually I brought the lawsuit first. This is a fact. It's in the court records. It isn't me making it up. It isn't me talking my own book. It isn't me hyping myself. This is just an objective fact that I filed the lawsuit first. It's in the court record. It's a matter of court record. It isn't maybe, kind of, sort of, who knows. This is a matter of court record in a published opinion in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, the most prestigious court outside of the Supreme Court, that I filed the lawsuit first. So I will not be written out of this story. This case costs like 50 grand or something. It was supposed to cost 10, and, you know, whatever. Things happen. Things happen, you know. But the fact of the matter is that I filed the lawsuit first, and you're not going to write me out of the story because I have chutzpah. I have chutzpah. That's just the reality. Audacity. Audacity is maybe my more modern take on chutzpah, on Dershowitz's concept. But these are just an objective fact. You can't lie about it. You know, I mean, what do you mean you can lie? They're reporters. They're media people. They lie about everything. By the way, if you think this work is valuable, then there's an easy way to support it. There's still outstanding legal fees. There's just still outstanding legal fees. That is a fact. So if you want to support it, $5 is fine. I haven't asked for anybody to support anything that I've done for a very long time. Have I? Not. So if you want to, you can go to gofundme.com/unseal dash or hyphen the hyphen deal. Unseal the deal. gofundme.com/unseal hyphen the hyphen deal. And you can kick in $5, $50, you know, whatever you got. And if you're on YouTube, you can super chat me. And if you're on Facebook, I don't know, like and share the video. But these are just objective facts. So people, again, trying to, you know, they're always trying to write me out of the story. I'm just so used to it. I'm just so used to the way that people, the fake news, it is. They go, why do you call us enemy of the people? You know, yeah, why do you call us this? You know, why do you call us that? You know, it's like, okay, it's in a court record. This is not like me making something up. It just objectively, this is what happened, right? So objectively, here's what happened. Okay? On January 17th, he moved the unseal the summary judgment record. This is just an objective fact. This is just a fact. So they can, you know, people can try to say what they ever want. They can lie, right? But they're lying. And that's the important thing to note. This is not a matter of opinion. It's just objectively not a matter of opinion. This is a matter of, it's a statement of fact. I either did or I didn't. And you can check the court records. And it's either, you know, I either did it or I didn't, you know. There isn't maybe kind of, you can't say, well, I don't like Cernovich. You know, you can't say, oh, he's a mean boy, you know. This is all irrelevant, by the way. By the way, I'm a very nice person. This is something, if you're not mean to me, I'm actually quite nice. But if you are, you know, mean to me and you target me unfairly, then I would just say that I'm not, you know, I'm just, people should just be nice to me. It should just be nice to me. And people should tell the truth, you know, and people should do some real journalism, you know. All right, I'm gonna light a cigar. Hold on. I was about to get a little Zevia here too, by the way. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be. Like I said, though, I was thirsty. I was at the gym. I was at the gym doing cardio, hard intervals, and then get a text. Epstein was arrested for sex trafficking. So to say I live an interesting life would be a bit of an understatement. It'd definitely be a bit of an understatement to say that I've lived an interesting life. I've lived 4 lives probably. I've probably lived 4 lives. By the way, if you want to support the case, GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deal. GoFundMe, unseal the deal. I hate to, pander, but I mean, it's like, come on, guys. Like, it's kind of a big deal. I'm asking for $5. Give me a break. We're not asking for the moon here, right? 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 Like, we're not asking for the moon here. All right, I'm gonna light a cigar. I'm not going anywhere. Let me read your 10 out of 10 haircut. I do. I actually got it touched up. So let me give you a little hair care tip for men. Is you get a haircut and then you get a touch up after 3 weeks. So I'd been so busy lately. I traveled so much, and you know how it is. We talk about my weight a lot. So when I travel, my hair looks bad. I get fat because you get out of the gym thing, you lose time zones, and I'm steak and lobster dinner with important people and all that stuff. So now that I've been not streaming and just focusing on the gym, focusing on big high impact projects, I've had time now to, like, the cardio game is on point. And then I get a haircut, and then I got a touch up. Plus, did you see the picture of Shauna and me in the tuxedo? So we went to a wedding. So that's how my hair looks when it's on, like, completely on fleek. So hair game on fleek. So if you're a man, you get a haircut, and then you get a touch up after 3 or 4 weeks, and then you get like another haircut. So you should be going in. I mean, if we're being completely honest, the rule of being a man is people shouldn't notice when you get a haircut. Right? Because your hair should just always look good. So you should be getting a haircut and then a touch up and then the haircut, touch up. And people shouldn't say, oh, you got your haircut because you're always looking sharp. So I should always look like this. Like I have the ability to look like this, right? Objectively speaking, not that many people are able to just look like I'm able to look. So my view of the universe and karma and energy is that I dishonor God and I dishonor the universe if I don't look good, because most people can never look like that. But I can. So if I look like a bum or look like a slob, then I basically spit into the face of God and the universe for the gifts that they've given me. And I believe, too, the same thing with my intellectual gifts, my spiritual gifts, my psychological gifts, my spirit, is that the universe gave me much. Some things you just can't control. I can't help that I'm broad-shouldered, tall, piercing blue eyes, facial structure. I didn't earn that, right? I didn't earn that. To quote Obama, you didn't build that. It's true, I didn't. I put a little muscle on it. I, done some things here and there. But I didn't. That the universe gave me that. So how can I be out of shape? How can I not look good? How can I not fight pedophiles and fight sex traffickers and fight for what's good and just and godly in the world when I've been given all these gifts? You understand? And that brings negative karma on you, because if you have been given great gifts and you're not using those to benefit society and all of humanity, then you're going to get bad karma. You're going to get negative karma, because the universe will say, well, we gave you much and you've given nothing back. So because of that, we will take away from you. And this is why a lot of people have a fall from grace or whatever, because they don't have the humility to realize that so much of what we have was given to us, and it's our duty to give that back. And we can have a good time while doing it too, right? We can have a good time doing it too. So it isn't like I'm, hiding in a rock all day, right? It's not like I'm hiding in a rock all day. So anyway, what's going on? If you're just tuning in, Jeffrey Epstein has been arrested for sex trafficking. He's allegedly in custody. By the way, I make a lot of enemies, man. That's one thing I worry about. This is not, this is not for, this is not a good thing. At least if you're Shauna. Shauna's not very happy with me right now because this is the kind of thing, you make powerful enemies in this world, right? And I've definitely made some powerful enemies. So yeah, he's been taken into custody due to the scrutiny that his case had received. And by the way, all credit to Julie Brown, right? All credit to Julie Brown too. I don't need to take away something to get something from me, right? Julie Brown has done incredible journalism. She's 10 times the journalist that I am, right? This is the problem with these weirdo freak Antifa bloggers on Twitter is they're so scarcity mindset that they have to put everyone down. But I can say, hey, this case wouldn't be happening if it weren't for me, but Julie Brown, the Miami Herald, is 10 times the journalist I am. Both can be true. Do you understand? Right? Her dogged determination and follow-up and everything is incredible work. So that her work doesn't take away from my work. And this is, again, why people lose their minds. They don't have the mindset training that I have. Your success does not take away my success. Your glory doesn't take away my glory. Your honor doesn't take away my honor. Your achievements don't take away my achievements. And when you're fighting for good and you're fighting evil, share the mitzvah, right? Share the love, share the karma, share the energy. But these Antifa bloggers, they just can't really get it. They just can't really get it. They just can't really get it. You know, fair is fair. You know, and by the way, this is just called, you know, Nassim Taleb, a man I admire. Well, Aristotle spoke of this. You know what a good man wants according to Aristotle? You know what a virtuous man wants according to Aristotle? The recognition of other virtuous men, and of course women. We'll adjust it for the time. See, this is why people can't understand me. I don't pander to the Antifa bloggers, to the drugs of the world, to the people who will never break the stories like John Conyers, Susan Rice, Jeff Epstein that I broke. They mean nothing to me. I'm Aristotelian. The recognition, right? The recognition of the virtuous is what I seek. And that's what a good man should seek. Not the garbage. I've never looked for that. I've never looked for the bottom tier people, just the angry people that dregs the society, right? It's always about virtuous men want recognition from other virtuous men. And I've achieved it. I've made it. So again, you know, people can cry. People can be mad. People, you know, Epstein, number 2. Jeff Epstein arrested on sex trafficking. Who could have guessed Jeff Epstein owned Attorney Islands Dershowitz? See, they don't get it. I mean, this is so. We will see. I don't see. You know, let's see Epstein and then hype and Cernovich, right? Let's go ahead and see how many people are given credit where it's due. And a lot of people go, well, you're making it about you. Dude, you spend $50,000 or God knows how much this case is going to cost me. You spend that much money, and then you can come talk to me about, you know, shilling or whatever I'm doing, right? You go do it. You write a check, right? You go write a check, and then you can come talk. You can come talk about, oh, no, you're making it about you. You're putting yourself in the front. You can go do that, tough guy, right? Because I have no time for that. You're a child. You're a child. So, yeah, just don't really see, you know, a couple people here and there, couple people here and there, you know, but the media, they're really going to do their part. Let's see if this Antifa guy here, let's see if he wants to be a man of integrity here. So there we go, objectively speaking. So we'll see. See, they're trying to, you know, they're liars. They're just all liars and frauds. That's what they do. They're all liars and frauds, but you know the truth. You know the truth. You know what's actually going on. You know who made this possible. You know who did this. But yeah, this is definitely a level up, you know, so to speak. So if you're a religious type, I appreciate your good karma. You know, if you're a Christian type, Muslim, Jew, whatever, Hindu, I got some Krishna friends. I got a lot of friends from a lot of different backgrounds. So whatever your faith tradition is, whatever your faith tradition is, we're happy to. I'm gonna light up a cigar. I'm not going anywhere, people. Let's light up a cigar, and we'll talk about this a little bit. Well, yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit and talk about the power of mindset and how we're able to do this. Oh yeah, by the way, GoFundMe.com/unseal the deal. We've earned it, people. We've earned it. God knows the stress and time and 2 years this has been. Years. January 2017, 2.5 years. Where does the time go? Man, where does the time go? It has been just years about this. It has just been years that this has been going on. And, we're just working our butts off, people. Every day, man. Every day. Oh, you want to take your calls? Let's take calls, people. Let's take some calls, and we're going to experiment with the Bluetooth, actually. So we're going to be taking calls here in a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep talking. Chat amongst yourselves. I'm going to figure out here how to light a cigar real quick. And, and we'll figure that out. So hold on. Let's go see if we can get this logged in. And by the way, if you haven't already, if you want to look your best, you want to feel your best, GorillaMind.com. Skincare, sleep aid, focusing agents, you name it. You name it. We got it all. We got it all. So let's see. I'm going to try to get Bluetooth here set up here. So I have this brand new setup. So let's go and see if we can get this bad boy working. So you're going to tell me, if you can hear this. You're going to hear like a song. So are you hearing, we'll just experiment. Escondido, California, how are you? We'll see if we hear this person. We're experimenting in real time. I got this new setup. Do you hear a person talking from Escondido, California? Now, starting now.
Okay, Mike.
Go ahead. We had you muted, Escondido. Or your 760 area code. Whatever it is. Just start talking. Just say hi, how are you, or something. Because we're doing a sound check. We're doing a sound check, mic check. So just say something. Then people could tell me if they hear you. And if they can hear you, we know we're good. And if they can't hear you, then, we'll figure it out. That's what we'll do. So they can hear him. Okay. So I can't hear you. So don't talk now. I get to get an earpiece, I think. All right. We're going to. I have an amazing friend who's also a genius at sound. So he sets all this stuff up, and then the problem is, I forget how to use it all. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Hello?
Okay, we got you. All right, how you doing, man?
Hey, pretty good, Mike. Congratulations on the big news.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just wondering, maybe you could go into a little bit greater detail of what this means for the Clintons, and also maybe talk a little bit more about, obviously he had a relation with Trump, Jeff Epstein. And maybe you could just talk a little bit more of his relationship with the two, and why this is a bigger thing than you need to be included in on this, obviously, but why this is such a huge thing. I think like a lot of people don't know who Jeff Epstein actually is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great question, caller. Thank you so much. By the way, if you do want to make your own call, the call-in number is 866-438-1487. Again, the number is 866-438-1487. And so here's the issue. There remains a mystery man. And, there really is there's no other way to kind of put it. So there's a mystery man who filed an amicus brief trying to keep the record sealed, and nobody knows who he is. Because he filed this brief. It was a John Doe lawsuit. And some people think it was Prince Andrew. Yeah, I'm going to light a cigar if you want to just crack open these windows. Some people think it was Prince Andrew. Yeah, some people thought it might be Bill Clinton. Some people thought it was a guy out of Ohio. I forget the guy's name. But nobody really knows. And once the file becomes unsealed, then journalists will be able to untangle and unravel, what is actually happening, which, again, people don't really know. Las Vegas, Nevada, how you doing? You're live. God, this setup is great.
Hey, this is David Pop at the Houston Courant. We want to say congratulations. We donated at the start of this thing. We doubled our donation again today, and we encourage everybody to step up. This is what real journalism is. Mike Cernovich, you just saved children today.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your support, because honestly, if I hadn't had people like you kicking in, there's no way I could have afforded this. This cost a ton of money. It still ended up costing me money out of pocket. We haven't raised everything, and so I can honestly say that the credit goes to all of you, because I knew where to deploy the resources, but I don't have just a blank check. I'm not a billionaire, sitting around here just doing whatever I want to do. I have to be smart about it. I have to be shrewd about it. So 100%, this is not pandering or whatever. 100%, if you hadn't kicked in, there's no way in the world I could have got this case going. No way in the world. So thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're just working class over here. We kind of do this thing on the side, and there's no greater cause than helping children, man. So I just want to say thank you, and we'll see where this thing goes, and we're going to support you and use our platform to help you out. So
thank
cheers,
you, man.
brother. We'll
appreciate it. God bless. Okay, we have Durham, North New Hampshire. Durham, New Hampshire. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Just wanted to ask you a quick question for the non-legal people out there. Could you briefly explain why now? Like, why did they arrest Epstein now? And what are the charges? And, like, you know what I mean? Like, because for people who are not in the legal community, they might be like, oh, well, why now? The charges are dealing with 2002 to 2005. What did they suddenly figure out that they arrested him on? And
no, exactly.
Where do you think it'll go?
Yeah, this is the great question, which is why now? And the answer is they didn't have a choice. There was too much pressure put on them. It couldn't be ignored anymore. The cover-up was over. That's why we called this unseal the deals. They just were willing to let it go away. They don't care, dude. These people didn't care. These high-level people in Florida, they're probably in on it. Who knows? We need to look into all the prosecutors who approved this. These people are sick. And so the question, of course, is that they thought they would get away with it, and then they realized, like, it wasn't going to go away. It just wasn't going to go away. That was the reality. So he's guilty. People are watching, and now, they this is why you do journalism. This is today.
So does this tie into Acosta in any way? Because I feel like they're going to try to make a case for that. They're going to try to rope Trump into it, and they're going to try to rope Acosta into it, and they're going to forget who the people in charge were when this first came down legally.
Yeah. So, and this is the cynical nature of it is, I got involved in the case in 2017. Would the media have even cared about it if they didn't view it as a way to get at Trump via Acosta? And unfortunately, I don't think they would have. This became very newsworthy because they wanted to go after Dershowitz and they wanted to go after Trump and they wanted to go after Acosta. So yeah, Acosta's going to have to deal with it. I don't think Acosta was like friends with Epstein. I think he was just some dunderhead who never should have had the job. He was a political appointee, and he didn't just have the integrity to say, no, we're going to take this case to trial. But that's what got the attention. So ultimately in life, I try not to look at motivations. I look at outcomes, and the motivations were probably partisan in many cases, but if the outcome is good, whatever, then, I don't sit around, I don't sit around,
right.
So, but yeah, you're right. It'll be a story for Acosta. It's going to be a mess for them.
Like,
it'll be a mess for them.
As a layman, I'm like, oh, they pinpointed Acosta, and they're like, oh, look, that's a guy that Trump nominated or put in place and whatever. Like, it seems like the people on the other side of this, and by the way, thank you for doing this. The people on the other side of this are like, who can we pick out of the lineup of Trump people? And they're like, oh, well, Trump's in his black book. And people don't really understand. The black book is not the same as the flight log. If you were
it's the fact that Trump kicked. I mean, they're going to keep trying to bring
everyone's black book.
Well, they're going to keep trying to bring Trump into it. Trump kicked Acosta out of Mar-a-Lago. Bill Clinton traveled with Acosta something like 12 times.
So you mean Epstein?
Epstein, I mean, yeah. So Bill Clinton traveled with Epstein without Secret Service, and they can try to play all these games with Trump and everything else. But the reality is that people know that Trump wasn't involved in this kind of stuff, and the Clintons were. So the Clintons are the ones who need to be nervous. That's
They try to bring the black book into it, though. They're like, Ivanka's in it, and all these other.
Oh, sure, he's going to be a mess. No, this is not a good thing for Trump.
Everybody's black book.
Yeah, they're going to partisanship it, and the media is going to do what they're going to do. But from my perspective, like, I don't really care. It's not my job to defend Trump. It's just my job to break stories and hit it hard and to do great work for all of you and all the people who support me. And it's up to Trump to get ahead of this. And
I mean, this is really not even about Trump, honestly.
No, but they're going to try to make it about him.
Make it about him,
right? But that's the problem.
This is a huge, deep story that keeps ancillary to this process.
I know, but we know by now how this works. Thank you for the call, Miss.
All right.
Okay, Anaheim, California. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Doing well.
Hey, so obviously we've heard the Clinton name dropped a lot, but who are some of the higher profile names that are involved with this? Who's really in deep water here? Because you said
Prince Andrew is
nervous, but
yeah, Prince Andrew I think is the biggest person sweating bullets right now. So yeah, Prince Andrew is we know for a fact that Andrew was with Epstein. We know for a fact that Clinton was with him. We don't know for a fact what they actually did together and what actually happened there. But Prince Andrew is definitely, he's definitely sweating. We'll just put it that way. But
so do you think Epstein will talk, or?
Of course he will. I mean, if you're going to go to prison for the rest of your life for sex trafficking, and you could not go to prison for the rest of your life for sex trafficking if you just told on other people who are sex traffickers, right?
Right.
What are you going to do, right? These are not principled people, right? So, he's definitely, whatever he has, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a nightmare for a lot of rich and powerful people. Thank you for the call. Vegas, how you doing?
Hi. This is actually Jason in San Francisco.
Okay.
But I have a quick question. Do you think that they could actually use this to try to cover up things, since it's an ongoing criminal case.
Nah, that's not cast out of the bag, bro. It just the problem is it's too messy. The minute that I got involved, you can't play games when I'm involved in a case. You can't do your little cover-ups and your little, deep state machinations and everything like. You just can't get away with it because you know that I'm there and my people are there and we're going to look under everything. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of conspiracy theories saying that this is really like a thing to cover up. I'm not saying you're calling a conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying this will get spun a certain way. But it's just massive, actually, and it, quite frankly, is impossible to overstate how significant it is. Thank you for the call. Anaheim, California. How are you, sir? Or ma'am? Okay. Maybe not.
Hi, Mike.
Yep.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for everything you do. I bought that shirt that you're wearing because of your Instagram post.
Yes.
And then I just wanted to ask you really quickly, you mentioned that the Miami Herald is responsible for saving your life. I wonder if you could go into detail as to what you meant by that.
Well, sure. It would be very when I sued to get these records, I was the only journalist in on the case. And Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew, these are very powerful people. I'm a confident guy and everything, but I understand hierarchies and pecking orders and whatnot. And these are the kind of people who could have someone like me killed or framed. I'm leaving my house one day and I wake up somewhere, they roofied me, kidnapped me, put me in a van or something. Who knows? This is the way the real world works. But the minute the Miami Herald got involved in the story, it's like, what are they going to go after me and the Miami Herald? You can't do that. There's a certain, it's like you're a made man. Mm-hmm. So in the mob, you can never go after another made man. And the Miami Herald, those people, they're like, you can't go after those kind of people. Because then every journalist in the world would just make your life a living hell for the rest of your life. So once the Miami Herald is in, I'm like, whew, okay, whew.
Right.
What are they going to do now, right? So if anything, they wouldn't have wanted to do anything to me because then that just would have drawn more attention to us. Oh, yeah. There's no question that if the Miami Herald hadn't got involved, I would have been murdered or framed for a crime. Died of an accident, Michael Hastings. Oh, he was, driving his car too fast or something. Yeah. This is not even, for me, in my mind, it's just like a foregone thing. And, but once they're in on it, what are they going to do? Go after them? Not going to happen. Thank you for the call, sir. Okay, so I have not even lit a cigar yet. So if you want to call in, the number is 866-438-1487. I see we have some super chats on YouTube. Thank you, YouTubers. So I appreciate it. I didn't mean to blow you people off. I discovered you from Bold and Determined way before my mindset and journalism work. Been forever supportive since. You've been life-changing. Keep doing what you're doing. Well, thank you very much. And for giving solid advice and for fighting for what's good, beautiful, and true. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all very much. Yes, if you're on YouTube, be sure to like my channel, subscribe to it. You can always do a super chat. And if you are on Facebook, like and share this video. And if you're on Periscope, tap the screen a few times. And if you want to live the best life possible, go to gorillamind.com, GORILLAMIND.com, Gorilla Mind, GORILLAMIND.com, GorillaMind.com. Facial serum, make you look better. Sleep aid, Gorilla Dream, focusing agents, Gorilla Mind, Russian Smooth. I mean, you name it. It's just the best stuff in the world. The best stuff in the world. I mean, it just objectively is. Everything I do is just, first class. Do films, first class. All right, I'm going to take more call. Okay, never mind. We got a battery. Okay, sorry. Vancouver, Washington, how you doing?
Hey, Mike. It's Tom here. I just want to say congratulations. You know, I saw you start this case. I remember how big it was then and how you weren't going to let it die and how much blood, sweat, and tears you put into it. And so I just want to say congratulations. And from my family to yours, thanks, man.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I mean, you earned it. I know they're going to say you whatever. They're going to try to minimize you, but I was there, and I know what happened. And, you know, just like the Unseal the Deals case and the Connors case and stuff, they're not going to give you the credit, but you deserve it. So keep it up, man.
Thank you. Well, the people know. The people know. Thank you again. All right, we got Cleveland, Ohio. How you doing?
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, sir?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, it's an honor to talk to you, Mike.
My pleasure.
I think that the Trump hiring Acosta, you know, if this is the way it's going, then Trump hired Acosta to, hopefully, we hope, to keep his enemies closer.
No, that was just a dumb thing. You know, no, it was a dumb thing. They didn't foresee this problem happening. The Democrats kind of gave him a pass because they know that a lot of their people are doing it too. And then there's a thought within Trump land that Acosta was just a dummy, and they view it as, see, in my view, I don't defend you. If you have a job and you fail at your job, I don't care if I like you. I don't care if you're a good person. If you fail, you're failure. And that's just the end of it. And if, take that to a charity. So this is just another case of Trump making a bad personnel decision. These are the kind of decisions Trump and his people have made ever since they quit listening to me. And it's just the way it is.
Right. Maybe you're 100% right there, but I think with like the anti-news people, the people that don't want to accept this news, even though I've like been sending them articles about Epstein for years, and Bill Clinton, because they're basically they'll die for Bill Clinton. Well, for them, their target to repel this news. I mean, I've already spread it, and the very first thing my Democratic atheist friend said was, well, Trump hired Acosta, which is a weird fact for him to know because he doesn't know anything else. So it seems like the left has kind of like got their little knee-jerk reaction, set. But all that's going to do is get them to realize, that all Trump did is hire the guy, and then they'll find out about the island and the attendance there and the different people, and they'll accept that news now that's been out there for 5 years. So I think it may end up being a good thing, maybe just a mistake by accident. I mean, a good fortune thing by accident. But that's where it's already going, because my friend who has rejected everything I've sent him for 10 years immediately comes back with Acosta, Trump, and they're the child molesters.
Well, we'll see where it goes. Thank you for the call, sir. We have a caller, looks like from South Carolina.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Hey, good. I was surprised to hear this news today. Obviously, great news. I do have a question for you, though. From my understanding, Bill Clinton wrote on the Lolita Express, was it like 14 times or something?
Mm-hmm.
Or a lot of times. Is this the first shoe to drop and them being indicted, or do you think at this point they're still not going to be indicted, or do you have any leads on that?
I wouldn't expect indictment. I don't know, man. I'll just say I don't know. Nobody knows right now. No, to be honest, nobody knows.
Okay. I would just love to see him.
I'm a man not afraid to admit when he doesn't know something, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
Cool.
But we'll see.
All right, great work, though, man.
Thank you, man. Providence, Rhode Island. How you doing?
Hey, congratulations, Mike. I just want to say thanks, great job. And one question: the case that is happening now, or that will happen once he's in court in New York, separate from yours. So, for what you brought and your team brought, is there anything that remains in terms of like legal work, or I don't have like a legal background or anything? So, is this like the end of what you brought through now that this has happened, or is there still more that would happen potentially or needs to happen for the first part of it that you brought?
Well, I mean, if I hadn't this, we'd be talking this right now. If I hadn't filed this case, it just wouldn't. This wouldn't be happening. That's just a fact. It's just an objective fact. And
Absolutely.
where this goes now, I don't know, man. I objectively, nobody knows, to be honest. Anybody telling you they know is lying, because I didn't think he'd be arrested this fast. So if I didn't think he'd be arrested this fast, then I can't tell you what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. I'm going to have to update things and, kind of figure out what is going on. That's for sure. But thank you for your call. Spearfish, South Dakota. How you doing? You have a 605 area code.
Hello.
Yep. How you doing, Kentucky?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So do you think Vic Berger is going to approve of, do you think he's finally going to be nice to you now?
I hope everybody is nice to me now, but I definitely wouldn't hold my breath about people being nice to me, but there's a good lesson in life, which is the best revenge is living well. Anaheim, California, how you doing?
Hey, man, sorry to break off here, but we just recently had a series of earthquakes in California, and they came from China Lake under the naval military base. Trump tweeted that the situation was under control, and I was just kind of wondering what you thought about that since you live in SoCal and whatnot.
No idea, sir. No idea. That's not something. I've been kind of laying low lately, so I haven't paid attention to that. Thank you for your call. Memphis, Tennessee, how you doing?
Hi, Mike. This is Yvonne Burton.
Hi. Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm fine. I want to thank you for starting this, and I gave, over the months when I could, but I wanted to point out to everyone else listening something that you said earlier about the attention on it, how it wasn't just going to go away because there was so much attention on it. Because I think we've seen the same thing happen with the Jacob Schwartz case.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of hope that people just pay attention to what's going on here, because they can, I followed the Jacob Schwartz thing, and I would write about it. And it's funny, I would look up the court cases like the night before or a couple of nights before, and there wouldn't be any information. Like the case wouldn't even be up online.
Yeah.
And then when I wrote about it on my blog and started tweeting about it, miraculously, hours later, something would be up there. And, Jacob Schwartz, they put that off for 2 years. They wanted it to go away. They didn't want to send him to prison, which I'm still watching that to make sure that they do.
Right.
But it's up to the people to hold these people accountable. And I think, after watching you, it's obvious that we can do that.
Yeah. No, this is power to the people for sure. And, this was definitely a joint effort. People kicking ass and people like you helping out. And that's the thing is, I don't have a bunch of rich donors. Like I've met so many of you. We're just regular people, man. I'm not living some, you don't see me posting pictures. Anybody here ever see me post a picture of, big bar tabs or, like a Mercedes or, whatever. I'm just a regular guy. Like I'll enjoy a Fuente cigar now and then. And sometimes people will send me stuff, but we're just regular people. We're not the aristocrats, and we're just kicking in.
Right.
And that's why we're so powerful together, is because, I don't need, $10 million. I wouldn't know what to do if a donor gave me $10 million. We just need, here and there, we do a project there, a high impact thing. Or with Jacob Schwartz, we didn't even need to raise any money for that. Right?
Right. We just kept pounding on it and not letting it go. And every time, the court dates would come up, we'd start talking about it a few days or a couple weeks before. And it was amazing just to watch that whole thing unfold. And so people can do that within their own communities, because this kind of thing is happening on a local level with, lower rate criminals. Mm-hmm. And we can all make a difference by just paying attention and keeping the spotlight shined on this stuff.
Exactly. Thank you so much, and for all your support and everything, and for hoax and everything. I'll see you in
Yeah,
real
no
life
problem.
again soon, I'm sure.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Santa Maria, California.
Hi, Mike.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Great. So first of all, thank you for doing a scope on this tonight because there's a lot of questions I have on this topic. But I have empathized with you, gosh, for over a year, and as far as not getting the accolades you need and appreciating the support of regular people. But I do want to say though that I've been a huge spreader of all of your info, and one time I was backing you up in the scope and I got blocked, and then I was asking you a question on Twitter, and you would like a genuine question because I had retweeted and been telling everybody to watch Hoax and all this, and I said, so what's your deal with blood money? Are you in it? Did you write it? I asked what your part was, and you called me a loser. And I just want to say that I trust that you are used to people.
Okay.
Maybe
well, DM me.
Not being a.
Yeah. I get so much, like 90%. 90% of people who ask me questions, they're not doing it earnestly. It's always like, oh, so you did that. Where'd you get the money for that? And it's like accusatory. And I just usually block people. But also another thing that has happened, because usually I wouldn't call you a loser. Usually I'd block you. There's been a lot of notifications get mixed. So I've blocked people that I didn't even mean to block. And I've replied to tweets, and then I'll go look at the tweets, and I'm not even responding to the right tweet. So that's actually happened a few times. So I definitely would not have called you a loser for an earnest question. It was probably a mistake. If it wasn't a mistake, then you have my apologies, of course.
I appreciate that because it was hurtful. I had even sent you DM saying, come up to Santa Barbara. I'll babysit your kid. I'm a nurse. I'll support, and that was hurtful. But beyond that, I just wanted to put that out there, Mike, because I know that you talk about we're normal regular people and stuff. And I do think sometimes you block really good people. You didn't block me on Twitter. You did on Periscope, but
well, DM me so I can unblock you.
In the truth, and that's what matters.
All right.
That's what matters.
Well, and then the flip side to that too is if you just spent like 5 minutes in my notification, I think you would appreciate my approach. You wouldn't just believe just the vitriol and nastiness that I get all day, even when I'm just, really making it happen. So, again, I've had a lot of people come up to me in real life. Hey man, you blocked me on Twitter. I was just joking or, whatever. So like, I do feel bad about that.
I just think you'll get the message out better if you embrace those that are embracing trying to get the truth out. That's
absolutely.
All.
Well, thank you so much. Well, DM me on Twitter. I'll unblock you. Thank you for the call. Come down to a cigar night. We have cigar nights too.
What's that?
Next time I have a cigar night, come down for one.
Oh, I'll try. Thank you.
Thank you.
I kind of came in late, and I'm a little shaky because I'm nervous actually about looking on Twitter. There's a lot of Trump implications here. Did I miss you talking about him at all, or has that come up?
Well, the media is going to try to spin this on Trump because Trump appointed Acosta, and Acosta was the U.S. attorney during it. So it'll be another thing for Trump, but it'll be a small thing. And the greatness of this, is going to overshadow any kind of partisanship or whatnot. So thank you again for the call. Be sure to DM me so I can block you. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Dude, good.
Hey, I wanted to, I've been following your work on this case. Congrats, by the way. Do you think, and kind of similar, reminds me a little bit of this Jerry Sandusky thing, and how could one guy in that case and in this case be the only one? Do you think he's going to fall on the sword like Sandusky did? Or do you think there's going to be other big names to drop?
Man, I don't know, dude. A few people are calling me, and I don't know. I honestly don't know, bro. This is a very surreal moment for
Sandusky
me.
thing, if you walk back to the Sandusky a little bit, just briefly, there was like a district attorney that wound up body in the river, and Jerry gets hushed off to prison, and you never hear about him again. That creepy doctor from Michigan State, he goes to jail, and within like weeks, he's crap kicked out of him, everything. Sandusky's just living his life in prison, and seems like protected on high, because that was a huge operation, obviously from Pennsylvania. A lot of people I knew went to Penn State before, after time, involved in the football program. I knew guys that played. The guy that ratted out Sandusky, I competed against at the high school football level, so I somewhat knew that guy. It was just so weird, just like this. How do you run a major league operation with not only people involved, but people pulling the strings too?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people. Again, we don't know. It's all speculation. A lot of people like to speculate and spin things, and at this point, I don't know. I don't think this is the last domino to fall. If I were making a wager, I would definitely not say this is the end. I would say that this is the beginning. Thank you for your call. All right, we got another caller here. Go ahead, sir, or ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, I've been following some of your stuff for a little while, and the way I came upon you was through a lady named Liz Crokin. I don't know if you know who she is or not. I just wanted to kind of, I hear a lot of this stuff that's going on with Epstein. I've been reading into like the cabal and all this stuff, and it seems to me that she endorses you and a lot of stuff that you say. I just kind of wanted to know your thoughts towards her, if you even know who she is, if it's something that, I want to know that at least the sources that I'm reading into are, legitimate.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you're reading is good. With me, there's a lot of, whatever you read, you're reading. I don't like to judge, and there's a lot of, some people like me, some people don't. There are people who've accused me of being everything from a Mossad agent to a provocateur to a conspiracy theorist and everything. And I don't know. I always tell people, we just got this big win in court against Epstein. I forced a member of Congress, John Conyers, to resign. People need to look at results. They need to spend less time hypothesizing and gossiping and whatnot. And who's putting points on the scoreboard? Who's making it happen? Mike Cernovich is. St. Petersburg, Florida. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. Thanks for taking my call.
For sure.
Hey, listen, man. I'm wondering if the Epstein thing is connected with these Republican murders and also that huge 5-state bust of the child sex ring by the Georgia State Police.
I don't know. Again, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Just really that simple. Nobody knows. People can guess. People can connect the dots. But I will, I will just keep fighting and trying to figure it out. Thank you for the call. Okay, if you want to call me, I'll be smoking a cigar, lounging. The phone number is 866-438-1487. Again, the number is 866-438-1487. Eight 438-1487. We just lost Fort Lauderdale. Okay, we got some people coming on. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. How you doing?
Hi, Mike. My name is Mary. I would just like to thank you for everything you've done. My daughter was kidnapped and trafficked in Miami-Dade, Broward County.
And it just brings me a little bit of hope that there's going to be attention to, this problem that we do have in our country that, it definitely needs more attention. I feel like the victims have a place of justice today, and I just truly appreciate what you've done. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure. And again, I want to reemphasize this point like repeatedly is I filed the lawsuit because you guys paid for it. This is the way that social media democratizes results. I'm a lawyer. I got a lot of lawyer friends, constitutional law scholar, but I'm not some billionaire, guy. If I were a billionaire, who knows what I'd be doing. But this is the way it's supposed to work. You fund things, you crowd fund things, and people share the message. And this is also why social media is so important. If I weren't on social media, this wouldn't have happened. True or false? So true or false, if I had been banned from social media based on lies from reporters who never reported on Epstein until I was in the case, would this case have happened? It never would have happened. So this really shows, too, the really dire results of censoring people, because you're going to stop these kind of results from happening. But this is democracy at work. The DC media, they were not in this case. They weren't. It was just a fact. This is not, again, bravado. They weren't. It was me with big-ass legal bills stressing out, and they didn't even care. They wouldn't even write about the story. They're trying to write me out of the story. They are trying to write me out of the story. All the little verified journalists who never cared about this story are now saying, oh, good thing the Miami Herald brought this lawsuit. Right? So not only do they not report on me, and when they do report on me, they lie about me, they are now trying to write me out of the story. Don't let them do that. That's my request for you. Don't let them write me out of this story. London, Kentucky, how you doing?
Hey, Mike?
Yep. We hear you, bro.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, forgive me. I just saw this on Zero Hedge. Could you give me a recap of what you did? Because you're right. You're not being mentioned at all on drugs, on Zero Hedge, on local news. And just give me a recap of someone who apologize.
Yeah. In 2017, I filed a lawsuit to unseal the records in a civil lawsuit involving Jeffrey Epstein. It was a truly chaotic quest. Kind of a dumb thing, cost me a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of stress. And then after, it looked like we were going to maybe win in court, the Miami Herald sued for records too. And then they joined my appeal. And then the Second Circuit Court of Appeals said, unseal all these records. Everything's going to be public now. And once the cat's out of the bag, suddenly, woo-woo, by magic, Jeff Epstein gets arrested because you can't hide it anymore. So I was the first one. It's in the court records. I filed the lawsuit. This is just a fact. Anybody can go read the judicial opinion right now, and it states the timeline. I filed the lawsuit. I spent my time, my money, my goodwill with friends, my very patient lawyer friends who I owe money to. It's very, very complicated. There's a lot of, things I'm dealing with now too. So now they're trying to just pretend I didn't have anything to do with this. And just not going to let that stand. We're just not going to let it stand because I did it. Then they move in, and now everybody's giving each other high fives. No, sorry, this isn't your win. You verified weaklings. You didn't do anything. New York Times didn't sue. Daily Beast didn't sue. WAPO didn't sue. HuffPo didn't sue. Mike Cernovich sued. This is an objective fact. Objective fact about the world, not an opinion. You can go find it. So don't let them write me out of this story. I'm not going to. Louisville, Kentucky, how you doing?
Hey, Mike. Hey, I realize they're doing this right now, basically trying to wash you out of this story. I don't really understand what we can do besides go on Twitter and let everybody know that you were in it, man.
Well, that's what they do. This is how the media. I made a movie, Hoax Movie. Go watch it, hoaxmovie.com. Scott Adams liked it, loved it, actually called it a masterpiece. This is how you create the narrative. The narrative right now is that the Miami Herald got the Epstein records. The narrative is the Miami Herald filed this lawsuit to get the records. They write me out of that narrative, and then when they write about me tomorrow, they'll say Mike Cernovich, a pro, anti-Muslim, anti-woman, evil guy, filthy evildoer tweeted a bad joke on Twitter in 2015 or something. That's a narrative, but it's untrue. The narrative is I filed the lawsuit. That's the truth. So right now they're creating the narrative. All media is narrative. They're creating the narrative that I had nothing to do with this. They're trying to write me out of the narrative. They're trying to write me out of the story. This has happened before. Why do they do it? Because they're petty. It just is. They are, we're all primates. You know, I got a Bonobo's gorilla shirt on. We're all primates vying for social status. And admitting that I had this kind of impact increases my social status. They want to hold my social status down. You know, he's this Pizzagate blogger, or he's this whatever. Keep his status low. And then they think their status is higher than mine. But admitting what I've done would require them to elevate my social status. Now, they don't know this, by the way. They don't know this because this is all unconscious. They don't realize they're jockeying for status against me on an unconscious level, and that their insecurity about their own social status. A great book, Elaine de Bottom, Status Anxiety. Everybody should read this. Write this down. Status Anxiety by Elaine de Bottom. So we're all just every day stressing about our place in the pecking order. Who's the alpha? Who's the beta? Who's prestigious? Who's not prestigious? He's just a blogger. He's just a cartoonist. She's just a Periscope streamer. That's just a gamer girl. That's called lowering a status. Right? So in their own mind, unconsciously, they want to lower everyone's social status because they think that elevates their status. I'm a reporter. These other people are whatever. But that's not the way the game works now. Social media flatten the hierarchy. You should read the American Spring by Naval. 2 book recommendations, everybody, if you haven't read, or 2 articles to read. 1, read American Spring by Naval Ravencat. And then 2, read the book Status Anxiety by Elaine de Bottom. And then you should also read Spinning Ourselves to Death or whatever by Jeffrey Miller. Primal Polys on Twitter. And once you understand that everything we're doing is a status war or a status anxiety or our own insecurities, and we're playing out these issues every day, and it becomes exhausting. Status anxiety. I don't have it because I just don't care, right? That's the funny thing about it all is I'm so checked out of that, whatever. But then that would be status. That's called counter-signaling. So me, by claiming I don't care, I'm signaling that I'm so above the game that I don't even have to care about the game, which is another form of status jockeying. So we can't escape it. We're trapped in a matrix of status jockeying. And to understand that on a deep level, read Jeffrey Miller, his book, Spent. You'll never waste money again after you read this book. You will never waste another dollar again. Because you'll go, wow, am I just buying this for social status? I'm not even going to derive any kind of pleasure or benefit or hedonic enjoyment out of this. And then American Spring by Naval Ravencat, because he explains how social media flatten the hierarchies, right? Me, am I going to work at the New York Times? First of all, I never wanted to be a journalism major, so it's kind of a weird question, but it doesn't matter. Social media into the gatekeepers, it flattened the hierarchies, and then status anxiety, that'll just help you do a lot of deep work into yourself and realize, why do I care that that guy's higher status than me? Why do I care that guy has a nice car? Somebody says he's a douchebag, probably has a midlife crisis. Oh, that guy's dating a younger woman. He must be insecure or something. And you realize, no, I'm just trying to put that guy down because that's my own issues. That's my own thing going on in my head that I want to put someone else down. But putting him down doesn't raise my relative status. That's just some weird thing. Who cares? Go to the gym, live a good life, be nice to your kids, be nice to your spouses and husbands and families and everything like that. Who cares? But you gotta know how we're programmed. And our primary operating software is social status. The number one thing we're programmed to do, because higher status people reproduce more. So you understand at a deep level, we are here to reproduce, and people who have the higher social status reproduce. So our whole operating system is get status, raise your own status, decrease their status, lower people. And then that's where you get the race to the bottom where you lower everybody's status. Like, why don't we just raise everybody else up? But you have to realize that that operating system is being run in your little chimpanzee brain or bonobo brain. And that's why Gorilla Mindset, the book title, is actually a joke. I'm not like, if you meet me in real life, I'm a freaking super nice guy. I don't run around, bumping into people. Look at me, I think, so that was kind of the joke of the book, is it isn't really about how to be a big gorilla. It's just about figuring out your operating system and then reprogramming your own mind and getting away from these really petty status games and pecking orders. And then once you do that, you feel better. And then you can have more impact on the world and you live a better life. but you got to understand this stuff at a really deep level. Status Anxiety by Lane to Bottom, Spent or I don't know. It's by Jeffrey Miller. Go find his book. And then American Spring by Naval Ravikant. Kansas City, Missouri. How you doing?
Man, you're just an example of a real journalist, brother. And you didn't give up, man. I mean, we need thousands of Mike Cernoviches out there. We really do. And I'll be quick. I just got a couple points. Man, be safe, brother. Okay. I mean, you got to be safe, man. And you said this is just the beginning, right? You said this is just the beginning, but I mean, do you think this thing has legs? I mean, what does your gut tell you? Where's this thing heading to, man? Where are we going?
It's the beginning. It's not the end. The beginning of what? I don't know, bro. I don't know. And quite frankly, I'm a little, rarely in my life am I on my back feet. This is kind of a surreal moment for me. I mean, just objectively speaking, like I broke the Susan Rice story. John Conyers resigned, had some other, big gets here and there. And now Epstein thinks some guys billionaires now in prison because of my reporting. And this is a very weird moment for me. So I have to reprocess it too. Like, where am I? I have to contextualize my own role in the simulation and the software that we're running and everything. So I don't know. And that's probably what I've been telling people. I just don't know. And we'll see. And I'm comfortable. You got to update your mental models. Capistrano Beach, California. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Mike? Big time, long time fan. I wanted to know, as a Trump supporter myself, how does Trump fit in with this whole Epstein and Trump versus Jane Doe and some of the allegations about Trump being in the black book? Like, how do we reconcile that?
Well, there was a frivolous lawsuit brought against him, and the case was actually dismissed because it was frivolous. The plaintiff, they don't even know that actually the plaintiff even existed. So Trump, the Trump angle is the media. They want to get Trump. Trump made a very big personnel mistake, which is the theme of his presidency. He never should have had Alex Acosta as labor secretary. So the media goes, we get Trump. How do we get Trump? Oh, Acosta works for Trump. Oh, Acosta was part of this whole sweetheart deal that Epstein got. So let's go after Epstein. It's all proxy wars. This is what you have to understand about modern media. There's no objective journalism. It's all a proxy battle. So how do we get to Trump? Okay, we'll go after Acosta. How do we go after Acosta? Oh, we'll go to Epstein. So this is the media stumbling on virtue through vice. Whereas me, I just actually cared about the issues. Jackson, Mississippi, how you doing?
Yes. I was wondering, I'm a science guy. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm a little ignorant about law. But if the guy was tried before and it was dismissed, can he be tried for the same crime over again?
This is the best question that lawyers are thinking about right now. Is he already had a guilty plea, so would the guilty plea have covered everything, right? And probably it would have. So is there a due process issue right now, or is there a double jeopardy issue because they're going after conduct that was probably covered under the plea deal? That's the number one legal issue that's going to be litigated quite fiercely, actually. And as a lawyer myself, and I've done criminal litigation, done it all, there's been, shout out to Scott Adams, talent stacks. I've done litigation, free speech litigation. I've done criminal litigation. So I've done media. I've done journalism. So I know this is what a talent stack can do. Yeah, I'm 41, right? Old man. I don't feel old, but if you talk to the young kids, 41's old.
I got 10 years on you, so
yeah,
you're a young man. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, so the idea is that the criminal lawyer in me is thinking, yeah, there's a due process issue here that's going to be litigated. The judge is going to have to figure out what is going on with that and whether or not the plea deal covered this conduct or whether they're going to stretch it out or something. So legally, I'll be watching the case with actually a considerable amount of fascination because there is double jeopardy issues. There are due process issues, and I think they're going to be quite interesting to watch. Baltimore, Maryland, how you doing?
Oh, hi, Mike. There are so many things running through my mind tonight. First of all, I'm really proud of you for this momentous achievement.
Thank you.
And I'm also patting myself on the back for having the vision to follow you in 2016. And I'm not a lawyer, but I have kind of a legal question. The first case took place in Florida, but Epstein has homes in, I think, New Mexico, New York, Virgin Islands. If they show that he's been doing sexual trafficking extra-state, does that get him into more legal problems?
Yeah, that's the federal level, right? So that's another great question about the law. So one is, thank you for supporting me. I know that I'm not the easiest guy to support. We all know I've made some bad jokes back in the day. So it takes a great amount of courage to support someone who has quote unquote baggage. So I'm absolutely grateful. And that's why I've lived, I don't say bad things anymore. I don't even try to use the F word that much or whatever, because I know it is not easy to be a Mike Cernovich supporter. So I'm trying to make it easier for you by doing more great things. Maybe I'm redeeming myself. Maybe I'm living a redemption arc, right? We're all living a story arc. So maybe my Jungian Joseph Campbell story I'm doing right now is the flawed, anti-hero goes through and he tries to do good works to redeem, whatever. Who knows? So thank you, first of all, for that, because I know it's not easy. Secondly, right, there were two levels to the case. One is there was a Florida prosecution, a federal prosecution. The feds declined to prosecute Epstein. The Florida state people gave him a sweetheart deal. He didn't even spend the whole day in jail. He got to leave for work every day. It was like it was not a usual plea deal. It was highly unusual. The interstate sex trafficking thing, the feds declined to prosecute. They give you a decision to not prosecute. And so there was never a federal case brought against him. The feds declined to prosecute. So Epstein's lawyers are going to say, no, it's called a non-prosecution agreement. They're going to say, no, we had a non-prosecution agreement. And as part of my plea deal with Florida, you agreed not to prosecute me. That's a good argument, actually, legally. So he has real legal arguments he's going to bring, and he has the best lawyers in the world defending him. Right. So again, as a lawyer, I'm going to be interested in this. I'm going to follow it. I'll explain the law to people as we go along too. Thank you again for your call and your support.
I have, well, first of all, it hasn't been a struggle being a supporter of yours. It's been actually a lot of fun and very educational. I think I've attained some growth just by listening to you and reading you. I just have one more thing. We talk about codependency in relationships. Mm-hmm. We think of codependent relationships between men and women. However, there's also codependent relationships between the people and the media. The mainstream, they want to tell us how to think, what to do, how to live our lives. And I think that you are part of helping to break that codependency and helping us to live more independent lives. So I thank you for that.
Well, thank you, and I'm glad you appreciate that aspect, right? It is about the message of hoax was break free from the fake news simulation, right? We live in a social construct created by the media. Our opinions come from the media. We like or we don't like people because the media tells us not to like them. So the message of hoax and the meta message of Cernovich is just break free from that. Walk out of that. Now, I don't know if we can walk out of the real simulation we're in, but we can walk out of the fake media simulation. We can walk out of the social status simulation. We can get free from some of those. And that's why my message is just break free from that. And think for yourselves. Thank you for your call. Smithville, Tennessee. How you doing? A lot of callers from Tennessee today. How you doing, Smithville, Tennessee?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's on your mind, ma'am?
You might not be worried about the status situation, but you just need to realize that you have upped your status to hero to all the children that Epstein has abused.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I'm heroic. I think I'm a little bit too flawed to be heroic. I think I'm more like an anti-hero. I think I'm a flawed person who generally does the right thing, right? I've never really thought of myself as a hero type. I've always thought of a guy a little rough around the edges, maybe a little past or whatever. I'm kind of like a gray figure. I'm not a white hat. I'm not a black hat. But I think for the most part, we do the right thing.
I work with a lot of CPS, and DCS abuse on Twitter, and there was a case where CPS took a 14-year-old out of the home, and the parents ended up finding her for sale on Craigslist.
Right.
CPS here in Smithville took my grandson and gave him to a couple that was soliciting sex to strangers over Facebook Messenger, and nobody can do anything about that.
No,
So
CPS is a
America-
problem. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems. You're right. You touch on a lot of issues, which is, like me, I believe that people are marginalized. And nobody's more marginalized than children, more particularly children in abused homes. I grew up very poor. I would hear, friends of mine maybe get slapped around when their dad got drunk after work, no pedophile stuff where I grew up necessarily, but, just kids don't have any power. I've always thought that the most marginalized people are kids. Kids in broken homes, kids in broken families. Those are the most marginalized people. Why don't we talk about them more? Why do we got to talk about, you color your hair purple and now you want people to call you they instead of him or her because you're the most, kids are the most marginalized. And I, quite frankly, it disgusts me that isn't the talking point of this Epstein thing. Nobody cared about it. The media didn't care about it. I cared about it. They called me crazy. They called me insane. And if we really care about marginalized people, yeah, we need to look at CPS. We need to look at broken homes. We need to look at those kinds of issues. They matter so much more. There's all these people now losing their minds. Incel terrorism is a real thing. These, these boys, they get molested.
State Representative Clark Boyd and Mark Pody and the governor's office here in Tennessee and even Marsha Blackburn's office said that they do not concern themselves with the DCS situation. Even though they know it's broken, they don't concern themselves with it. They're more interested in federal. And I was like, so all these state representatives of Tennessee does not care about the children of Tennessee. They don't have time for the children.
Well, it's not,
but,
for all this,
I think your next project needs to be to unseal the documents where the congressmen are using tax money to settle sex crimes.
Well, now that we got Epstein, I think we got a little more breathing room to do a lot of things. So, yeah,
I want to see those congressmen. I want to see those names.
We have a lot of
people using taxpayer money.
Yeah, in terms of, not to politicize this, but just in terms of the real politic at all, Mike Cernovich has a lot of goodwill right now. So what I can promise everybody watching and listening is I will not blow this goodwill by, one, doing dumb things, which I don't do, but two, by following some weirdo conspiracy theory or something. I won't do that. We have a lot of goodwill. So I'm going to really zero in on...
I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat.
Right, no, I don't either. Nobody who follows me does. So you're right. We will do it. We're phase 2 is initiated. Phase 1 started. Now we're at phase 2. Thank you for your call, ma'am, and for your support and everything else.
Thank
you. Donald in Florida, how you doing?
Yeah, Mike, I just want to say to you, man, that sometimes the wife always says, "What's up with Cernovich?" And I always say back to her, it's called tough love. You know what that is, correct?
Yeah.
You ever heard the word tough love?
Of course.
Yeah, like I think back when hello?
Yeah, we're listening.
Yes, back when the Covington situation came out, I believe you had a statement, something along the lines of the Muslim world sticks up for their own more. Something along that lines, and you caught a lot of grief for it.
Well,
are you familiar with them?
The reason I tweeted that was there are some people who follow me who were like actual Islamophobes. And my position is if you're a good Christian or you're just a good conservative, a good person, you don't actually hate Muslims. So if I say something like, I love Muslims, I think it's a beautiful religion, if that really triggers you, then I don't want that karma around me, right? Those people have to go somewhere else because that's negative karma that'll be directed my way. So for me, I love Christians. That was the whole idea that was, it blew out of proportion. But the main point of that was to say, I'm all criticize any kind of religion. I don't care. But if it just bothers you that because the truth is I do love Muslims. Somebody will quote that and probably use that in a political ad against me, and I just don't really care. I'll die on that hill. metaphorically. So for me, it's just a line of like, look, if you really have a problem, I don't need bigots around me. I got enough things to worry about. And moreover, bigoted people do dumb things, and the media has my head trying to chop it off anytime. So I'll be darned too if they try to trace some kind of act to me, because it's like, nope, those aren't my people. You're not going to frame me with their stupidity. I don't want anything to do with them. So yeah, people like you and your wife and others who are smart, you got it. And I don't know, I lost 15,000 Twitter followers over that though. So a lot of people didn't, and glad to see them gone. Amarillo, Texas, how you doing?
Mike, thank you very much, and congratulations. A couple of things I can't stand in life is pet abusers and child abusers, and I'm really happy that you got this done. I enjoyed your comment about Islamophobia. I spent 20 years professionally over there, and I'm not an Islamophobe. I have a ton of Muslim friends, but I'm scared to death that this is all going to blow up into direct combat. And as a combat veteran, I just absolutely do not want to see it. Congratulations, and keep going, brother.
My pleasure, sir, and thank you.
Hey, you're quite welcome. I've enjoyed. Know that I'm going to enjoy you for quite some time to go.
Thank you. All right, my friends, we're still taking calls as long as I have a cigar here. I'll take your call, 866-438-1487, 866-438-1487. Give me a call. We'll talk about it. We'll talk, I'll read some of your comments. I haven't been able to read the comments. I got this new setup, by the way, which is incredible. We have Bluetooth audio now. How good is the audio quality of the callers now? So there's a new soundboard. I'm not sponsored. And now a word from our sponsors. I'm not sponsored. If you do live streaming, get RODE, Rode or Rode. I'm not fancy. I can't pronounce it. Rode Class A server biased setup, because they have a Bluetooth connection now. So I have a conference call on my computer, and then I have a Bluetooth connection to my soundboard. So I can take your calls on my computer via a conference call and have everybody like lined up. So right now I'm looking over here on my left. I have all these callers here on hold, and then I mute everybody, and then I patch people in. It's all Bluetooth audio. So if you do any kind of live streaming, this thing will it'll change your life. It'll change the game. That's for sure. So for those of you just tuned in, if you just got here, Jeffrey Epstein has been taken into custody. I'd filed a lawsuit 2.5 years ago to get court records involving him, and we won that case. July 3rd, the court ruled with me, sided with me, said I could have all the records, and now Jeff Epstein was arrested. So the cat was out of the bag, so to speak, and now we don't really I don't know. We'll see. We got a caller coming in from Skype. How you doing? You're from the UK, I believe. Sir, I don't want to dox anybody by giving your phone number. UK caller? Okay. I guess not. Yeah, so if you want to call in, it's 866-438-1487. If you want to support the lawsuit, GoFundMe.com and unseal/the/deal. This thing has cost a ton of money. There's no other way to put it. It's just litigation's expensive. Even when it's not supposed to be, it gets expensive. It's just the way of the world. So GoFundMe.com/unseal, UNSEAL-THE-deal. Watch that. Fund it, kick in $5. We don't need millionaires, kick in $5. Okay, we got a caller from New Hampshire. How you doing?
Oh, Mike?
Yep.
Big fan. Really happy with everything that's going on today. There was something that came up that I thought might be of interest. Hello?
Sorry about that. We had a little... Yep.
Oh, okay. So there was this Supreme Court precedent that occurred relatively recently. They tried to apply it to Trump. I think it was Gamble versus the United States. And it was about double jeopardy. So I think it might be of interest to this. But thank you.
No, yeah. Again, there's the double jeopardy issues. Yeah, double jeopardy is going to be a big issue. Due process is going to be a big issue. Does the non-prosecution agreement cover that Epstein entered into? Is that going to cover these complained of acts? It's going to be wild. That much is for sure. Amarillo, Texas, how you doing?
Mike, doing just fine. I have another question. Do you happen to have any inkling who the mystery partier might be, sir?
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, we hear you, buddy.
Hello?
You gotta wait your turn. I think it's Prince Andrew probably, but I don't know. So Prince Andrew, don't sue me. Well, I don't care really. Anti-slap statute. Look into it. So there's a.
No, they'll cut him loose. They'll cut him loose.
Yeah, we'll see. So it's probably him, but whoever it is, it's somebody rich enough to hire $1,200 an hour lawyers, because that's what the legal bills from that would be. Tulsa, Oklahoma, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Well, the previous caller pretty much took my question away, but I was going to ask about the unsealed documents. Did they still retract the name of the individual one or whatever that the Prince Andrew or the Clinton, whoever that might be? Why is that still not known?
Well, it takes time. No, they because the court just ordered the records to be unsealed, but we don't have the records yet.
Hey, a
so
cigar is like.
I got you. What's the ETA? You think?
Yeah. So so they ordered it, but you don't get that stuff. Immediately. We got a caller from Ladue, Missouri. How you doing?
Hey, is that cigar basically just a big cock?
Is it a what? I didn't hear your question, sir.
Is that cigar basically a cock?
Oh, hey, Patrick, I have your name. So I would advise people, if they want to call and be inappropriate, I have a special setup. So I do have names and phone numbers and everything. I see Patrick unhung immediately. So I'll keep your last name private for now. But I would definitely suggest that if you think you're going to call me and crank call me, I have a unique setup. Let's just say I have a lot of friends and I have access to technology other people don't have. So if you think you're going to call and say things like that, I know who you are. Grand Prairie, Texas, how you doing?
Hello, Mike.
How you doing, sir?
Hi. I guess I'm new to the show, but I'm hearing that this guy Jeff Epstein, he's in jail. Is it you?
Yeah. That's what prompted the show. Is I filed the lawsuit to get records in a civil court, and now that these records are going to go public, the federal prosecutors realized cat's out of the bag. They can't protect them anymore, so now they filed criminal charges. And Monday we'll know more. The indictment is apparently sealed right now, but it'll be unsealed. So Monday in New York. I don't know. Maybe I should fly out there. How much are airplane tickets right now? Maybe I'll fly out to New York. I don't know. Ventura, California. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. I have a question. You were talking about how the cat's out of the bag, so they had to arrest him. That's really startling. Could you explain exactly what they arrested him on?
Sex trafficking.
And how it's like scary that they had no choice but to arrest him, because obviously they knew.
Yeah, no, they knew
the charges.
No, they knew all the time. No, this was a cover-up at the highest levels.
Yeah, what's your opinion on that they had to arrest him?
I mean, it confirms my cynicism. It confirms my cynicism about how sex traffickers are handled, and it confirms my belief.
Exactly.
I mean, what more do you need? Like, it took me, some guy who wrote a book with a gorilla on the cover and is wearing a gorilla shirt. It took a gorilla to make the prosecutors go after sex traffickers and pedophiles.
Right?
That's the world we live in.
But you're also a lawyer, correct?
Yeah, lawyer, constitutional law scholar. Like, there's
that's amazing.
Yeah, there's and again, it's all about talent stacks. So my talent stack is I know media, law, litigation. I have networks, connections, people who know how to move levers, and it's a testament to always keep learning. Who would have predicted in 2019 a guy with gorillas on his T-shirt who talks about his hair too much is the one to bring down a major sex trafficking ring. Sounds kind of absurd. To be quite honest, it sounds truly absurd. Yeah, it sounds absurd.
But how do you think the media is going to handle knowing you're the one that's responsible? How do you think they're going to give you credit for that?
They're trying not to
when
already.
Kind of demeaned you in the past.
They're already trying not to.
Pardon?
They are they're already trying not to, but we're right here.
The truth, and I'm going to spread it around that you are the one who has been working on this.
Thank you so much.
So I'll let another caller talk. Thanks so much.
Thank you much. Thank you, ma'am. Beaumont, Texas, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? We met before. My name's Bo Tardy. I actually program director at TV 22.4 here in Beaumont, and I just want to congratulate you. I just picked this up on the Twitter feed. Also, I wanted to let you know you're being a little bit throttled on Periscope. They're not really letting you through on Periscope as much as you might be. I don't know if you were aware of that.
Yeah, there's shadow bans, and there's a lot of games, a lot of shadow banning, a lot of other things going on. But we, we'll keep the fight, man. I mean, I'm gonna be in this until they. I'm a fighter, man. They're gonna have to knock me out. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to throw in the towel, and we'll keep fighting to amplify the message and get the truth out. And I'm grateful for all of you who get the message out. Thank you so much, sir. Pittsburgh, how you doing?
Hi, Mike. How's it going tonight?
Doing well, sir.
Very good. Just a quick question for you. What kind of cigar would you recommend for a victory like this? Like, you got a rather inappropriate question about a cigar just a moment ago. So
if I had my druthers, I would have a Cohiba Siglo 6. So, if I could, right now, I'd be smoking a Cohiba Siglo 6. Cohiba, it's a Cuban cigar, Siglo, S-I-G-L-O 6. But instead I have a Fuente, but this Fuente is quite good, so I'm not slumming it. I have a Toro Fuente. I'm not sure what the I have a Chateau Fuente King. So I'm doing well. But if I had a pure celebratory cigar that I want, I would definitely be smoking a Cohiba Siglo 6. But this Fuente is quite good too. So all respect to the Fuente family. So if there are any cigar aficionados out there, and we're ever out in public, you want to get a cigar with me, we'll smoke a Siglo 6. Thank you for your call, sir. Anaheim, California, how you doing?
Hey, man. So I'm just curious. I don't know if I missed this earlier or something, but what got Jeffrey Epstein arrested? Like, what actually put him behind bars?
We don't know yet. The indictment's sealed. The feds, they just arrested him, and the indictment is sealed. The indictment will be unsealed on Monday, and then on Monday we'll know more.
All right, copy that.
Thank you. Baltimore, Maryland, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Good.
I wanted to ask you about what do you think the connection is between people being promoted to positions of power and sexual deviance? And who do you think are the people behind this, either in the media, etc.? Because we know that many of these people are not just, they don't just come out of the ether, out of the wazoo, and get into positions of power. They're promoted because they have all of these deep, dark secrets that, if were exposed, could easily allow them to be thrown in jail. So that's why they're favored, and people like to put these people in positions.
That's who they prop them up. Yep. Yep. No, that's.
So what is behind propping these people up? Who's the people behind the curtain that are really? I'm not talking about any specific group in general. I'm like the media, for example. Like, do you think there are any people specifically that really helped promote this guy to his position of power, or other people that surrounded? Like, we could even talk about Bill Clinton as a sexual deviant. He was easily controlled by his passions. And we know that, a man has as many masters as he has vices. It's easy to control these people. So who do you think has the most to gain from promoting these people in positions of power?
I don't know. deep state or I don't know, whatever it is. I don't know, but we're on the verge of finding out. That's for sure. So we will be finding out. Thank you for your call. All right, people, if you want to call me, you want to talk, I get a few more puffs of this yet. People telling me that I'm smoking a cigar is bad for me. I go to the gym. I train hard, do my cardio. A cigar once or twice a week. Definitely way, way down on the risk profile. So I appreciate the concern, but make sure you're going to the gym and doing your cardio and lifting weights. Phone number, 866-438-1487. 866-438-1487. I'll give you that number one more time. 866-438-1487. Crazy times, people. Spooky times. That's for sure. Spooky. We're living in a spooky era. Interesting times too, though. Certainly interesting times. Yeah, I'll give a few people to get online here, and we'll get your line, and we'll get you on here. I want to talk to all of you. I haven't streamed in a long time too. I've been busy laying low, but I told people, remember I told you guys I was going to stream less often. And I really wanted to focus on just what I call like home runs, just kind of lay low and hit home runs. That's really been like the focus of my own systems, not goals, as Scott Adams would say. Rather than just have a bunch of little wins here or there, chiming in on the news here or there, like I just want really, really big wins. And, this is what I'm talking about. This is the level that we want to be at. This is definitely the level that we want to be at. That is for sure. That is for sure. That is definitely for sure. All right, so we got some more callers. We will definitely be taking your calls. And hold on, let me toggle. Oh, wow, we got a bunch of calls. Wayne, okay, hold on. We got my man Wayne on, so I'm going to jump to Wayne real quick. Hold on, I got to mute all of you real quick. Love to talk to my brother Wayne. He's always had my back, always been there for me, and that's not always easy.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Mount up, right? Can you believe this?
Congratulations. Look, you've been on this for so long, man, and people were there with you, and then people walked away and stuff, but, man, you never looked back. It might have fell to the second or third page. You've always been there, man. You've always been there. And look, a lot of people out there right now eat crow, but look, you the real deal, man. You the real deal. People need to know that, homeboy. You are the real deal.
Well, you are too, my friend, and that's high praise coming for you, man. So let's stream about this tomorrow on your show or this week, man. I'm always glad to be on your show.
You know what? I'm gonna have you on either Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. Let's talk about it then, okay? Is that all right?
Sounds great, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, Wayne. Always love Wayne. Austin, Texas. Hold on, I can't. Hold on, I dropped you. Sorry, we'll take you back. Ithaca, New York. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I was wondering, the Public Corruption Unit of the Southern District of New York is the one that put this case together, and I was wondering what that meant. Because I went on their website, and it defined what their organization does.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. That's really interesting. Public corruption is who handled this case? That's okay.
Yeah. Can I read what their website says they do?
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
It says the Public Corruption Unit works in close partnership with the FBI and other federal, state, and city investigative agencies to maintain and protect the integrity of all levels of government. The unit oversees the investigation and prosecution of corruption crimes committed by elected and appointed officials, government employees, and individuals and companies doing business with the city, state, federal government. Corruption crimes investigated by the unit include bribery, embezzlement, frauds committed by local, state, and federal government agencies.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. So I mean, so if I know what you're asking, your question sort of implies another question, which is, yeah, this does suggest other public officials are or were involved, and that might be the hook. So rather than get him on a straight sex trafficking charge, they might have him as being connected to other public officials, and then that would be the hook that would allow them to bring it. But again, at this time, and remember too, on the other window, if you're watching me live, mystery man who probably partied with Epstein seeks to keep the case file sealed. So there's a lot of really powerful people who wanted to keep this quiet. So could be one of them. But again, we don't know, but that's a really interesting angle, sir. I didn't realize that's who brought the case. So thank you so much. Merrimack, New Hampshire, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Mike?
Well, thank you.
First off, congratulations. It's exciting news for sure. And I guess my question for you was, can you speak to, what is it, the 2,000 pages that are still kind of the process of those being unsealed? Is that going to come this week, or do we have any idea of that?
I don't know. Timeline we don't know about. They're going to go through and seal some like social security numbers and like credit card numbers and stuff like that. But I don't have any control over that. Those could come any day. With the criminal case, I don't know. It's kind of almost like a cherry on top now. The real cake is the criminal case. This is what we always wanted. So we still want the civil records. Don't get me wrong, and we'll get them on a report on that and everything. But the real enchilada, the real wedding cake are these. So we'll see, and I'll let you know as soon as I do. Orlando, Florida, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Hey, Mike, my question, again, congratulations on this, because you have been at the forefront of this for the past few years. My question is, what are the chances President Trump gets tied into this in some form or fashion?
Good question. I think the media, again, that keeps coming up. The media is going to try to just, because Acosta was the U.S. attorney at the time and Acosta's labor secretary. So that's kind of the angle. But in terms of Trump going down there, there's never been any evidence that he flew down to the island, unlike Bill Clinton. But we don't know. Right. Bill Clinton's definitely implicated. The criminal case, we don't know. But this is wild, man. Rochester, Minnesota, how you doing?
Hey, good, Mike. Thanks for taking my call, and congratulations.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hey, Mike, you said a little while ago you're tangled with some really powerful, important, wealthy people. Are you at all concerned that there may be some blowback towards you for doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. So in a word, yes. My wife is definitely very worried, and for good reason. So yeah, there's no question about it. This makes me a bigger target. What are you gonna do? I'm not somebody who wants to live my life as a coward. I don't want to live my life afraid. And history is made, and good deeds are done by people who are willing to risk it all. So that's. But yeah, I'm certainly concerned. I have security. I have taken all security precautions and everything. But yeah, I'd worry a little bit about being kidnapped. I worry about being drugged or framed or something like that. That's my concern more so than. Like, they're not going to come into my house. We have security, and I'm not going to go into it, but let's just say we're covered on that regard. But, yeah, I do worry about, like, I'm out and I get, snatched and grabbed or something like that, for sure. But the world,
I'll keep you in my prayers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Cleveland, Ohio, how you doing?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, and you're doing great, and it's so. I got to tell you, it's great news. From the time I think about a day ago, or maybe a day and a half ago, when Tommy Robinson got convicted, I literally spent the last 16 out of the last 24 hours in bed. It's so devastating to realize, like, what kind of what kind of a horror we're going to go into if people like you don't get the wins once in a while. And you got a big win today. And I would just like, if you would, for maybe 2 minutes or whatever you need to do, however much cigar you got left, go through the past, I know it's, I say 2.5 years, but go through how you got to where we are now, because I followed you very closely. And I watched InfoWars and saw you on there several times. And you kind of like, I know your intention was to be independent, but you went so independent, you kind of went off the map for some of the even truther people. And like, what is the Mike Cernovich role in this past history? Because I've been watching your live stream, and I haven't heard like a summary of what really happened to get to this point. Because this point right here is monumental, I've got to say. And I'll just let you hang up. I'll hang up. Okay. I'll let you respond.
Yes,
if you want to ask that question. And I want to put out prayers to you and your family. God bless you. You've done a great thing, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. So why did I break off from a lot of people? So I don't want to throw shade on anybody else. I'll keep it positive. But I'll just say that the focus that I wanted to have was on this, like home runs, blockbusters. And I felt like other people were maybe not behaving in a way that would allow me to do this kind of work. And I'll just leave it at that. I love everybody. I got no hate for anybody for sure. But I just felt like people weren't playing. And I hate to say it's a game because it's not a game, but just in terms of like the rules, I just think people were being counterproductive. And for me, I just wanted to keep focused on what I was doing and not get caught up in other people's drama and things that other people were doing that maybe it wasn't helpful, maybe wasn't gonna make stuff like this like happen, so to speak. So that was more my issue. I love everybody. No, it's just, I was going a different direction than a lot of people. And I think the direction I chose, I think that we see now that was the right direction. That was the right move. All right, I got more callers. We're going to take your calls. Don't worry. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to my channel. Like this video and be sure to subscribe to the video. Super chats are coming in. Thank you for the super chats on YouTube. I appreciate it. All contributions will go to legal fees. Trust me, 100% is going to go to legal fees. And so everything I get, every dollar, legal fees, GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deal. So it's GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deal. GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deal. That is, all that money is going to legal fees. So there you go. Hemet, California. Thank you.
Yes. Congratulations. I just have one comment. Is there any way of getting a hold of that Wiener laptop with that nasty stuff that's on there that Eric Prince had talked about? It's all got to be tied in, I think.
I don't know, man. It's unraveling. So whatever it was is unraveling. That is for sure. So whatever that means, I don't know. But we'll see. Nobody knows yet, but we will see.
Wait, so
Biloxi, Missouri, Biloxi, Mississippi, how you doing?
Hey there, Mike. First, I'd like for you to pat yourself on the back. I'm a big fan of your guerrilla mindset. How does it feel to finally catch a man who raped kids with Donald Trump?
Well, he definitely didn't do it with Trump, but as a lot of people are going to try to bring this on Trump, and my role in this as a journalist is I got the win. Good things are happening. A lot of people are afraid right now. I don't think Trump is one of those people, but people will have their opinions on that. And my hope is that people aren't going to politicize it in a way that detracts from what happened to children, what happened down there. So I hope that people can put aside their partisanship on this. I'm not politicizing it. I'm not saying, the Democrats or anything like this. I think this is about children being harmed. This is about elite pedophile networks. And I really, truly hope that people can find it in their hearts to not politicize it. That said, whoever gets caught up is caught up. It's not my concern to worry about whatever happens. This is journalism. This is what you do. All right, friends, I'm still taking calls. So if you wanted to call and couldn't get through, 866-438-1487. 866-438-1487. And give me a call. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what's on your mind. If you're on YouTube, be sure to like this video. Be sure to share this video. If you want to support this stuff and, help me get out of legal debt, then go ahead. Then you can call me. GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deal. GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deal. $5, people. You don't have to be rich. I'm not asking for millions of dollars. If every dollar you give, that's going to get it trend. So even $1, I mean, this is sincere. $1 actually helps because every share or share it on social media. If you have money, give money. Don't have money, I'm not going to play a poverty pimp on you. But if you can share those links, that'll help it trend. And then that'll definitely get the word out more and amplify and everything else. So if you got money, your help would be great. If you got a little money, $1 is helpful. If you have not even $1, share links on social media. Beaverton, Oregon, how you doing?
Hey, Mike and Steve. I'm actually in Montana. I just wanted to, send my well wishes and express my profound gratitude. You got Congressman Conyers out of there. Epstein's next. Manu is saying that this is unraveling something huge, and I tend to agree. So I'm just extremely grateful. So glad that I met you at a couple of those nights for freedom, and I'm sending you all my support.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We need it. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Montana's beautiful, by the way. I was at Whitefish last year for the 4th of July. So I watched the fireworks display on the lake
wonderful.
with my daughter, and then I went hiking and everything. It was quite nice. So enjoy the hiking, sir.
That's wonderful. Thank you. See you, Mike.
Hyde Park, Massachusetts. How you doing? 617
Mike.
area code.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good, sir. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations. It's just an incredible win, and been a big fan since that 60 Minutes interview you did. And it's a great win for independent media, too. My God, it's fantastic. Hey, what is Alan Dershowitz's role in this whole thing?
Nobody knows. So Dershowitz was Epstein's lawyer, and then Dershowitz was accused by one of the women of being part of the sex trafficking thing. And then Dershowitz he denied it and said that she was lying, and now he has been sued for defamation by one of the women, and he claims that he'll be cleared, and I don't have an opinion. So because it's not that I'm afraid to state it, I just don't know. But I do know that he was Epstein's lawyer and he negotiated this deal that Epstein got. That said, a lawyer's not his client. Lawyers often represent bad people, and in America we have a belief that everybody should be able to have a lawyer. And Dershowitz claims he was falsely accused, and he's going to vindicate himself in court, and we'll see. So we shall see. Pittston, Pennsylvania, how you doing?
Oh, is that me?
Mm-hmm. That's you, sir.
Hello?
Yep, we hear you. You're live.
Oh, hi, this is Andrew. I just wanted to say thank you. And
thank you.
I had a disagreement with you recently on Twitter about Bitcoin, and I was also wondering if you could unblock me so I could see some of your content. I wasn't harassing you or anything. This is a little disagreement, and I just wanted to thank you for all the work you do, and keep up the good work. And
email me. There's a contact. Email me, and I'll unblock you.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Bye.
Okay, so we got some more callers here. We're going to get to all of you. Butler, Ohio, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, this is Pete. Real honored to talk to you, Great American.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the work you've done on this, and really appreciate it. And I just got to wonder how deep the rabbit hole goes on this thing, with the whole Pizzagate thing and everything else. I mean, how far do you think this will go?
Well, nobody knows. I don't think it's connected to the P-Gate or anything like that. This Epstein thing was always kind of completely separate, and we don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm keep saying it over and over again because at this point, the indictment is sealed. So we don't even know what's in the indictment. We don't know what the allegations are. We just know whatever it is, it's pretty big and it's going to have far-ranging implications. So, so we shall see, sir, what happens. But I don't know. I'll be covering it all along the way. We got a caller from the UK. How you doing? We have a caller from Washington, Maryland, maybe DC area, 240 area code. Okay, lost you.
Hello?
Yeah, how are you, ma'am?
Yeah, hi. I'm from Maryland. My name's Emily. And I want to congratulate you on this. When I looked at that news article in Breitbart that Epstein was going to be arrested, I called a girlfriend of mine in California right away because neither of us can stand the guy.
Mhm.
I mean, I was so excited I wanted to throw a party. He got off with house arrest the last time. I thought that was a travesty. They didn't do justice because they just let him off the hook. I really think you and whoever else is involved, you really deserve you deserve a lot of credit for this. I'm just so excited, and I'm going to be following the story to see what happens. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a travesty of justice, and now we shall see. Thank you for your call, ma'am.
Sure.
Bellevue, Washington. How are you?
Good evening, Mike Hayes from Bellevue, Washington. I apologize if this has already been asked, but when do you think more of this will start to unravel where the real documents will come out? And I just signed on and saw you were doing this. I don't see it in the comments anywhere.
We don't know. No. See, you're right, sir. We will know more on Monday when the documents are. We'll know more on Monday when the indictment is unsealed.
Okay.
And then from there, we shall see.
Okay, but you do think they'll be made public? No redactments, none of that crap being hidden still?
There'll be some, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a lot of stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. We'll keep up the hard work. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Gadsden, Alabama. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. I was actually raped by Jeffrey Epstein as a child, and I was hoping you could give me some help here.
Well, you should definitely. Boyes, Schiller, and Flexner was the law firm that has been, bringing these lawsuits. So that would be a pretty significant case. So I would definitely get in touch with that law firm for sure and talk to them because they've litigated these cases. They know the ins and outs, and they would, if there's a viable case there, if it's something you can prove, then that would definitely take the case. The firm is Boise, Boyes, Schiller, Flexner. So if you just type in David Boyes, a law firm, then don't be scared. He's a Democrat. It's okay. He did Bush versus Gore, but they've been following these cases. So I would get in touch with them, and if you can prove your case, they will take it, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you, Mr. Cernovich.
Thank you. Philadelphia, how are you?
Pleasure. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Philadelphia. Philly? 619 area code? Okay, I'll come back to you. Venice, California, how you doing?
818, yes, following Epstein, happy. The connection, the 15-year relationship. I don't know how you cannot politicize this. We got commenters saying that this is Trump draining the swamp. He brought in Acosta, the swamp releaser, into his cabinet. Why did Trump do it? One of two reasons. I'm trying to figure this out. Is he? I think Trump's being puppeted, but if he's not being puppeted, why did he bring Acosta in?
They didn't anticipate this. Remember, the media didn't make a story out of this. This was not, when Acosta was confirmed for labor secretary, there was no media scrutiny around this. I think Feinstein asked like one question or something. So this was not something that the Democrat, that's why I didn't say people politicize it, is this is not something the Democrats tried to jam up the nomination. Remember, Acosta was confirmed by the Senate. So it's not like the Democrats were all over this, trying to get to the bottom of it too. So that's just an objective fact. Why were the Democrats not all over Acosta on this, right? Philadelphia, how you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
I just wanted to congratulate you. This is a huge win for, everyone that cares about kids and cares about justice. I have a kind of a light question for you. It's true that you went to U of I, right, Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
For college. I'm a student here right now, and I just was wondering if you had like a favorite professor, favorite class, or like a favorite place on campus that you hung out at a lot.
Well, I like the Clybourne. I don't know if the Clybourne is still good. The Clybourne was sort of like the place.
That actually just closed this year.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, it used to be if you were 19, everybody went to CAMS or C.O. Daniels, and then when people got a little bit older, they went to the Clybourne. So, but University of it's a great campus, great gym, great facilities. Yeah. Make the most of it, my friend. Get the best grades that you possibly can, even if you don't think your degree, even if you don't know what you want to do after college. Number one advice is if you're in college, max out your GPA. Get the highest GPA you can, because that'll leave you the most options. And that's, in life, you want to always leave yourself the most options, so max out your GPA, sir. Good luck to you. Okay. Hold on a second. Las Vegas, Nevada, how you doing?
Hey, Mike.
How are you?
Hi. Well, first of all, I just wanted to thank you, because if it wasn't for you, none of this would be happening, and that's just the fact.
Right.
And secondly, do you remember when Hannity asked Trump, when Trump first announced he was running, he said, "What do you think about Bill Clinton?" And Trump said, "Well, Bill Clinton's a nice guy, but he's got a lot of problems with that island."
Yeah.
So I I think it's pretty well known, I myself don't believe Trump's involved in any of it, but I don't know. That was just kind of an odd question and a pretty good answer, I thought. So I'm pretty comfortable with Trump being on the good side of this.
I'm not worried. Of all the things, so first of all, if Trump were involved, that's bad, but I don't think he is. So yeah, I just don't think he is. But yeah, people are immediately trying to politicize it, and everything else. Right. So that's that. All right. Well, thank you for your call.
Right. All right. Keep up the good work, Mike.
Thank
You're
you.
God save you.
All right. We'll take a few more calls. Last batch of calls. So the number is 866-438-1487. The number is, again, 866-438-1487. We got a caller from Skype. How are you, Skype? Say hello. It's you. Okay.
Me?
Yep. How you doing?
Hi, I'm from New Zealand. I'm just ringing in to say thank you. A friend commented on my channel to jump on and call you.
Thank you.
I was also, like the other man, born into this and trafficked by these people. And we just want to raise awareness as we have been doing and as you have been doing over the years. So I just wanted to thank you from this perspective of being raised and born in the pedophile rings and that. And we just bless you all, and I'll be praying for everyone over this time.
Well, thank you, ma'am. And, God bless. And, maybe when you see other people, you see people who are evil like this, maybe that can be some justice and some closure for you, even if it isn't specific to you. We're still doing it. Thank you so much for your call, ma'am. God bless you.
Yeah, well, I share on my channel that Hillary was a part of my traffic.
New York, New York. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, brother? How are you?
Living it.
Hey, so it's fantastic what your case did. You understand that the court system has never been for we the people. It's always been to work against us. It's always been to enforce contracts and nothing more.
Pardon me, sir?
Like the court system is here not to enforce morality, but to enforce contracts. Everything is based in money. Like if you watch this court shows on TV, that it's all about money. But I'm digressing. First of all, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for pursuing this case to its end. Too many people take shortcuts, and we all suffer as a result. So thank you very much, first of all, Mike.
My pleasure.
Thanks for being so fast. I want to give out my hashtag, which is CANST, C-A-N-S-T, which is about children who are not sex toys, which I think people will now start to take seriously now that Jeffrey Epstein will be going to jail for real, as opposed to going to jail for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, God bless
once
you.
Again, God bless.
Twin Cities, Minnesota. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, congratulations on the Epstein thing. My question is sort of, did you catch any of the free speech rally, and is the Epstein thing maybe why you've been laying low a bit more on Twitter lately, like Milo's talking about?
Well, I've definitely been, I've been laying low because I want big wins. I don't want, I don't want to just every time some little thing happens to talk about some little thing. Like I want major impact. And to have a major impact, it's better just to lay low, not say something that could be miscontextualized, a lie about, or, don't give them any ammo or let them generate fake controversy about me, because this is the real work that has to be done. So in a way, it's a strategic retreat, right? I knew that we were doing big work on Epstein, and I could either get in the muck about every little thing that happens every day, every little drama, gossip, or whatever, or I could just make a strategic retreat, lay low, and then go for big wins. And that's been my focus, is getting out of the day-to-day stuff and getting into this, right? This is big. This is not big. This is monumental, right? So that's definitely been my focus, and not everybody agreed with my decision and whatnot, and that's fine. People have their own opinions, but fundamentally I have to do my own vision. Greg, how you doing?
Hey, Cerno, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Hey, curious, what are your thoughts with Epstein and his Mueller connection? As a
I don't think Mueller's directly connected, but there were some people who were like in the FBI at the time, so we're going to figure some stuff out. I don't know. We do know that the FBI was allegedly using Epstein as an informant when Mueller was director of the FBI. So that's a question that I'm going to be asking.
You think they're running cover?
I'll be asking it. I mean, maybe people in respectable media won't, but that's something that I will definitely be looking into. Jackson, Tennessee, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Michael Cernovich?
Doing well, thank you.
I'm relatively new to you, man. I got word of you through the 21 convention on YouTube, the recent interview you did on the PTRT edition. And, man, I watched your hoax movie. I'm a big fan of that. It was a greatly done movie. So my question is, do you plan on producing a movie sometime in the near future?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Right now, I just got to figure things out, I just have to sort of, just for me, it's just been about kind of figuring out the next move. And this is pretty big. And I do have a wife and 2 daughters now. So I have my own, family obligations and things to think about and everything like that. So we will see, sir. Thank you for the call. St. Clairsville, Ohio. How you doing?
Good, Mike. This is Cecil.
Hi.
Real quick, are you concerned about any backlash or retaliation from you getting everything released?
Yeah.
now and protecting your own family and yourself.
Yes.
I'm late to the call, I know.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, definitely. Security was already, security was already tight, but what security is definitely tighter. We got a caller. I don't want to say your full name, but your first name begins with an S. How are you?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I was sitting at dinner and got a Wall Street Journal ping on my phone about the case, and I was ecstatic. I've been following you for many years and just wanted to say congrats. I mean, I know it's been a couple of years since you started publicizing that you were doing this, and I'm sure there were times when you had ups and downs, but I'm sure your wife is really proud of you, and just wanted to say congratulations. It's a huge story.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no, the ups and downs. I mean, yeah, there's definitely been some nights I'm laying up wondering what mess I got myself into, and whether I put my family's life at risk. And yeah, it was not definitely. There were some nights that weren't so good. So thank you for recognizing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and one question: have you been contacted at all by any of the other sort of media outlets to kind of get your perspective on it?
Nope. They want to pretend like I wasn't even involved in the case. So they're literally right now trying to write me out of the story.
It's amazing. Well, congrats to you. Huge fan for many years, and glad that you're doing this, and hope you celebrate a little bit.
Thank you. We will. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right. Final caller, Wichita, Kansas. How are you?
Awesome, Mike. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to congratulate you on this awesome win, and I just want to know, where do you think we go? What's the next step? What are the wider implications in the next few years of this? Because this is really big.
Yeah, this is too big to know. We're living history. So as of right now, we're at the beginning of something. What that something is, I don't fully know, and that's for sure. Thank you for your call. All right, everyone. Thank you for your calls.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate your calls, your support. Again, you can go to GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deals. Kick in some money for legal fees. There is a considerable legal cost to this. And $1. Share the link. If you got $1, $5, you got $500, put 500, 5,000, you got 5,000, or share a link. Whatever you can do really does matter. Get the word out. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for this. I'm Mike Cernovich. You can find me at twitter.com/Cernovich and GoFundMe.com/unseal-the-deal.